This is a glob.
Hi.
Globs are very simple creatures. In fact, behind the scenes, they look like this. Their only real worries are getting enough food and water. So let's put this glob in our ecosystem and see what happens. Yikes. The problem is that this creature right now is basically just a sitting duck. I mean, it can't even move, or eat, or drink. So let's change that. First, I added states to the globs, which can either be hungry, thirsty, or just chilling. If a glob is chilling, every couple of seconds it will take a random position in its range and start marching towards it. If a glob is thirsty, it will check to see if there's a water source in its range. If not, he'll just move around aimlessly until he finds one or dies. The same goes if a glob is hungry, but it checks for trees. So let's put this new and improved smart glob into our ecosystem and see what it does. Okay, even if my code is definitely not the best, our glob is surviving. And I think that it's really cool to watch this glob and see what it does, even if it's driven by very simple behavior. But let's look at something more interesting: the code. This is a function to update a glob's fullness and hydration. Simple enough, right? Look at this function. It calculates the distance to the nearest food and water source using the Pythagorean theorem. Now, if you look at the whole code, which is definitely a bit questionable, you'll see that it's not actually that complicated. All you really need is to have a target position and idea on where the food and water sources are. Generating a random target position is really easy, and if the glob is hungry or thirsty, you can just check if the distance is smaller than the range. If it is, the target position becomes the water or food source's position. Now that you know how the simulation works, I challenge you, yes you, to make an ecosystem simulation and show it in the comments like, wow, my code is just like way better than yours, which is probably not that hard to do, to be honest. But I think it would be really funny to see that. Anyway, I really enjoyed programming this. And if you want to see me adding new features and making this look more like an actual ecosystem, consider subscribing. It's free. I guess that's all. Bye.